Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Code. Drip.
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go.
Here's the funny part, because if you guys haven't noticed this morning, and this has also been going around, it's all detractor shit. If these people think I'm dumb or something. So here's the new thing. Well, Phil, you're a bunch of whales, and these whales come by every day and they support you. So you should just let them dictate everything you do, because then obviously you'll stay in business, right? And here's the funny part about that. If you have an issue with people who like my content and come by and support it, all right? Number one, I know you're jealous. It's just this the truth. You're a jealous motherfucker who wishes that you had someone who liked you and your content and would actually come support you. That's the only reason you have an issue with someone coming by and being a big supporter of my content. That's number one, okay? Number two, then if that's the case, then why don't you contribute too? Think about this, right? If the issue is that there's a bunch of people who come by every day and they support, but it's only a small group of people, well, then don't you think that if others supported, then it would negate that? Instead of sitting around and whining and complaining and saying, oh, I'm so upset that just a small group of people support Phil, then if you came by every day and you said, well, you know, I'd like you to do something different than what you're doing, you know, and here's $5, you know, to show you that there's effort towards that we would actually support other things than just the things that your whales come by to support, right? Then maybe it would change that. But instead, people just sit around whining. Like, these people on the internet are unbelievable. I swear, these are the most miserable people. They can't be happy for anyone. They can't enjoy anything. Instead, it's just how everything around them is wrong and unfair and, oh, deride it for this, bring it down for this, tear it down for this. Nothing has a point. There's no point. Even if I have 5,000 people today who give me $1, or if one person gave me $5,000, it doesn't matter. You understand that? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how we get there. It's that you get there. And then what content you put out in the meantime, is it fun? Is it entertaining? Is it positive? Right? That's what matters. As long as I'm working and putting out good content and I got people coming by and supporting me, I don't care how we get there. Now, if you have an issue with the way that we got there, then change it. You change it, not me. I can't change it. I can't make people come to my stream and contribute. As crazy as this sounds, all right? Because some people actually think that I am some kind of like a crazy mind-washing cult leader. I don't brainwash people to contribute to me. That's never happened, okay? Never. People come and contribute because they like the content, because they like me. That's why they're here to support. If it's 5 people today who majorly contribute and I hit my goals, or if it's 50 people today who contribute and I hit my goals, I still hit my goals. I can't make a certain person show up and contribute or not contribute. So the fact that anyone tries to hold that against me as a fact of like, oh, you're failing or you're doing well, none of that makes any sense. You're a moron. And no one should have issue with that either. Who cares? Who's contributing, who's not contributing? How does this have anything to do with me or anyone's power? It doesn't. Like, and why is it your business? You know, anyone who's a successful streamer, does everyone go and look at all of their finances to see who specifically contributed what and how many? No, only me. Because again, hyper-focused, over-obsessed people, no lives, no jobs, no anything going for them, just sitting around on the internet being toxic all day. Okay? It's fucked up. And I have to deal with that every day. So it's the funny part. Like, if you have an issue, oh man, the same 5 people come and support Phil every day, then why aren't you? If you like the content, why don't you support content you want to see? Say, hey, Phil, I would love and I would support this other game you're not playing right now. Please consider it, you know, and then contribute. And then maybe other people would say, wait, that's true. I want that too. And then we could do other stuff, right? But I mean, again, it's called business. I am not a big time dude. I don't get hundreds of thousands of views a day. I don't get 1,000 viewers on stream a day. I don't have the ability to just do whatever I want and the flexibility to do whatever I want. I have to play what people want so people will support. That's called business. I'm a small business owner. Do you get it? I'm not a ginormous million sub YouTuber who went viral. I'm a small time dude. And I'm happy with that. But that's very different. And I'm tired of these morons who think that they know everything, who know nothing, or because if they knew anything, they'd be successful YouTubers. And they're not. So instead, they just sit there and they're miserable that someone would come by and support me, right? So anyway, can we get back on topic now instead of listening to morons? That'd be great. I received a $2 tip. This I completely understand. I can't contribute publicly because your detractors spam my old YouTube channel, so I had to delete it. Yeah, and I'm sorry to say, this is the problem with being mass harassed and stuff like that. Like, it's funny because people say to me, well, Phil, the reason that you're not a big YouTuber is because you don't just play whatever you want. Well, I can't play whatever I want because then I don't get support, right? I have to play what people want. Oh, well, then, you should just become mainstream popular and then you can play whatever you want. What? What are you even talking about? How could I ever become mainstream popular? There's literally a group of people who are so unhinged, who are so antisocial, they are sociopaths, that if someone just happens to find me in my content, a newcomer, and they come to the channel and they say, hey, I want to hang out for a few days, and they do, these people then stalk them. They go to their social media. They go to their YouTube page. They go to everything. They leave nasty comments. They fucking do everything they can to harass them. Does that have anything to do with me? No. That has to do with a bunch of obsessed, crazy people. And so you should just become more popular. How would I do that exactly? When anyone who's new even shows up and shows a tiny piece of positivity, they get harassed by crazy people. So how could I do anything to fix that situation exactly? You have to understand, it doesn't matter how much I change for the better. It doesn't matter, how much, I listen to feedback. It's never good enough for crazy people. You get it? Like, let's look at me now compared to a few years ago. A few years ago where my setup sucked. I was constantly complaining that I was broke and all this kind of shit. Now, everything's different. Okay? But it's still not good enough. I'm still a bad person. I'm still doing the wrong things. I'm still e-begging. I'm still rage quitting. The bar will never stop being moved. All right? So, this is pretty messed up that there's people who just want to come by and discover me. Oh, this is good stuff. Let's hang out. And then it gets ruined by these mentally ill people. But that's the point I'm making. What it is with these people is they've created a vicious cycle. They realize that if they sit around and create toxicity around me, then the content gets made. They make money on it. Then I can't become a bigger content creator because anyone who comes by to hang out with me and enjoy my stuff gets harassed by people on the internet because there's a ton of content out there that says I'm a bad person. Even though it's all slanderous and defamatory and false, doesn't matter because it's a vicious cycle. As long as they keep making me look like a horrible person, they make money, they get popularity, and then more people believe it, and then more people harass my viewers and fans, and the cycle continues. It's pretty fucked up. Let's continue. Yes, this gun-tooled Gramer, thank you for the tip. They did another $1 tip as a follow-up because I hadn't shouted out tips. And so they were like, did my tip go through? It did go through. And my apologies. I was trying to play catch-up here with contributions today. So thank you, this gun-tooled Gramer. But no, yeah, I don't know what's going on with the industry right now with games and everything. I'm really hoping that in 2025, yes, I'm okay with playing indie games that are great, but please give us some big games that are good too. Not that every major AAA studio falters and fails and makes crappy games now. I just don't get it. Okay. Yeah, and I see now people are talking about it in chat, relative newcomers, people who the last few months have been very supportive and they've all been harassed. It's like, so what did I do to deserve that? What did they do to deserve that? We didn't do anything. We sit here in our lane, hanging out, having a good time, and not bothering anyone, right? Keemstar said it himself, talking about review tech and how crazy obsessed he is with me and stuff, right? And he said it his best. He's like, listen, you don't have to love DSP or whatever, but he doesn't bother anyone. So why would you ever care? Why would you harass him? Why would you make fun of him? No one, he doesn't do nothing. He just sits around and makes his content for his audience. So why would you even bother with the guy? Why would you be obsessed with him? He's right. Keemstar is right. There's no reason for anyone to care except those who like my content. That's it. If you don't like me and my content, I'm not harming anyone. I'm not going out of my way to hurt people. I'm not recruiting armies of children and corrupting them. So what is your problem with me? Yeah, listen, Copeem says, imagine tracking someone down at their place of business and yelling at them because earlier in the day they bought a ham sandwich somewhere. Who cares? You're right. You're absolutely right. Like, think of it this way. Actually, this would probably be a real life example. Let's say for some reason you're very anti-Christian. This is just a hypothetical. Let's say you're very anti-Christian. So you sit outside of the local Chick-fil-A because you know that Chick-fil-A is owned by Christians, okay? You watch someone buy a chicken sandwich. You watch them eat the chicken sandwich and enjoy it. And then you follow them home. And outside of their house, you start a protest and say, down with this person, they ate the Christian chicken sandwich. Or you go to their place of work and you start harass. Did you know that someone inside that building ate a Christian chicken sandwich? Like, what? What are you talking about? That's how these people act. Someone came to Phil's stream, tossed them $5 because they like his content, and then they went about their merry way in the rest of their life. And then you left the stream and followed them to their social media, to their personal accounts, to their real life content, to their real life stuff. And you harassed them because they donated $5 to Phil. What? But I'm the one who's crazy. I'm the one who's in the wrong because I make content, because I stream, because I enjoy my life, because I like games, because I hang out with people. I'm the problem? No. Sorry, you've exposed yourselves. You're the fucking problem. You're the weirdos, not me. See, I don't know. Lorraine says, do you think it would end if you worked a random regular job, or does it end on the internet? Who knows? But again, these people are crazy stalkerish. Crazy stalkerish. You've seen some of the things that they've said and done. They've tried to intervene with simple things like, oh, I'm ordering food for an event, and they would try to mess with the store that I've announced that I'm going to order food from. They literally try to intervene with real life stuff. They've harassed people around me that literally have no association with me just because they're in proximity to me in real life. So just think about that. Maybe if I were to quit and shut down everything completely, 100%, and say, I will not stream ever again, and I went out and I tried to have a real job offline, I bet people would still stalk. I mean, right. With Rings of Redemption, he tried to do, what was it, a DoorDash job, and they got him fired from DoorDash. He didn't do nothing wrong. They just did what they could to hurt. Because again, these people are unhinged. And this is what I mean. When you support these YouTubers who are doing toxic content, you don't understand that they are grooming an entire generation of people to be awful people. I'm going to repeat what I just said, okay? Because I think this is something important that people need to start calling out. This is very, very important that everyone understand this, okay? If you support toxic YouTubers who all they do is stalk and harass people, you are supporting people who are grooming a generation of people to be antisocial sociopaths. And you are telling everyone that's okay. If you watch that content and you support that toxic content, that all they do is hate on someone, they slander someone, they crap on someone constantly, you are telling a whole generation of people it is okay to behave like that. And it's not. What's going to end up happening, we're going to have an entire generation of people who are just sitting on the internet all day, antisocial, who are trying to ruin other people's lives. That's not good. That's not even acceptable. That's a societal problem that we're going to have to now tackle, because we have an entire generation growing up where all their social interactions are on the internet. They only have friendships. They only have these relationships with people on the internet. They don't even have anything in real life that's real. That's fucked up. You have to have that real life connection, that real life stuff, a real life of your own, friends and family and a job and meaningful stuff. You can't just sit on the internet crapping on people all day. And there's people that this is it. So now you've allowed people to monetize the hate. You've allowed people to make livings off of it. Guess what? You're fucking up society. YouTube is majorly to blame for this because they don't care. They have no morals or values. As long as the money rolls in, they'll monetize anything. That's messed up. That should not be allowed to continue. I feel like laws should be in place against it. Why are you allowed to monetize actual lies? How does that make sense? I don't get it. Because, offline, this shit doesn't fly. But online, everything goes. I don't get it. I need to win the lotto. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. First of all, I've already said this. If I ever, or somehow, by some random chance, became actually like affluent, all right, I would still make content. I want to make this clear. I would still make content. I would still, put out streams. I would still play games. It would definitely be less. It definitely would be at a smaller scale. But I would still do it because I love it. Like, I actually have passion for this. It's not just to make a paycheck. It's because I actually enjoy myself. Okay? And I love it. I love hanging out with you guys. I love the interactions we have. I do. That's what I'm really here for. I'm not here to, print money. That's, if that were the case, I would be doing 20 other things that are more profitable than this. Because how many opportunities? I just had the opportunity months ago to get into drama content. And I didn't. I could have done that and I could have been way more profitable. But I don't care about that, right? I stuck to my guns. But anyway, yeah, like, if I ever were to become affluent, maybe that I would have to start something in regards to showing everyone that you can't just say and do whatever the fuck you want. You can't create an entire toxic community of sociopathic people and tell them it's okay to go harass people. You can't make a video outright lying about what someone said and then try to mobilize people against them. That's illegal. It always has been, but no one takes action for it, which is ridiculous.
I got the drip going. 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 It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.